Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the Street Smart Millionaire. Today, we have one of my favorite young clients and one of my young coaches, David Flates from San Diego. How are you, David?
Pretty good. Thank you.
So, you're what I consider building wealth and finding balance. What does that mean when I say you're building your wealth and you're finding your balance?
Building my wealth is obviously putting money in the stock market, right? Putting money in the S&P. I've been doing that for you for the last 4 years. And
For
balance
4 years, you've been really focusing on accumulating wealth, investing your money properly. So, you've been a realtor for how long?
17 years.
17?
Yes.
So you've been a realtor a long time, and the last couple of years you put up what kind of million?
Last year I closed with $750,000.
No, how many million did you close in volume?
I closed close to 37.
So 37 million. So you brought in about like $1.3 million, $1.4 million in revenue,
Yes.
netted about 750, correct?
Correct.
So what does your business look like? Like, how do you get business? How do you get clients? Like in most businesses, people don't accumulate wealth because they can't get a regular supply of clients. How many leads do you get a month?
Between 20, 25
So 20 to 25 leads a month that call you and say, David, I want to list my house. David, I want to find a house. Where do you get those leads?
Most of the leads I get them from my past clients, VIPs, and especially wells.
So what do you like? How many past clients do you have?
I have 398.
398 past clients. And how do you stay in contact with them?
I send them different things. I have private events 3 times a year. I do the Santa event when I give out 100 Christmas trees to all my past clients. I have a comedy show just for VIPs, and I have a Halloween party as well. That's just
We do 3 events a year for past clients and VIPs. Now, when you do these events, how many past clients show up?
right now between 80 to 120, depending on
80 to 120 show up every time you have an event. So that's proof that they like you. They enjoy doing business with you, correct? Now, of 25 leads, how many come from past clients or past client referrals?
I want to say maybe 10 to 15.
7,
10 to 15.
10 to 15.
Yes,
So you would say half to 2/3 of your leads a month come from past clients and past client referrals.
that's correct.
So that's a main foundation for your business. Now,
Yes.
that took you 17 years to accumulate these past clients. So what would somebody do if they didn't have a lot of past clients and they wanted to be a realtor? How would they get clients?
So I think the first and most important thing is just go to your phone, your database. You have a lot of people that really trust you and like you, and that's why you have their phone number, right? I make different lists and I go, okay, this person is a homeowner, not a homeowner. Hey, this person has, I don't know, let's say a good job, doctor, whatever, and then you go from there. And that's how you're going to go ahead and attract those kind of people into your
So
business.
when you say the word like VIPs, like you have your past clients, and what are your VIPs? What would you consider them?
A VIP, I will consider someone that is giving me 2 referrals per year.
So this would be like local business people or building owners or friends and family, all those categories, correct?
That's correct. Someone that I've been to their house, they've been to my house. We share sometimes holidays together. You have to make that a special connection, right? Not only being transactional, but relational. So those
Now,
are my keys.
how much of your business, I know you're Hispanic, how much of your business is Hispanic?
Between 80, 85%.
80, 85% is your own community. So I think
Correct.
people have to build in their community. You agree?
Yes.
So what do you do to be a bigger force in your community? What are some things you do to be a big name in your community?
So I'm part of the board of directors for the Association of Realtors. So I get invited to a lot of events. I go to the NAREP event, which is for National Hispanics. I'm always out there. I'm a former Marine. So same thing. I go into the military bases, promote by business, and I'm always sponsoring those kind of events. So
Well, I appreciate your service to the country. How long were you a Marine?
I was in the Marines for 4 years.
And what did you do from the Marines that carries you as a realtor? What are some of the habits you got in the Marines that carry you as a realtor?
I think the discipline, structure, that's one of the things. And you know what?
Things that help you as a Marine that you use in your real estate career. You've been my student for how long?
4 years.
So you've been my student for 4 years, and we have a lot of structure. We require a lot of discipline. Make so many calls. How many calls do you make a day?
Between 15, depending on the day, to 20, depending on the
So
day.
15 to 20 outbound calls a day to either past clients or VIPs, try to always generating new business, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
I watch shows like $1 Million Listing in LA and it seems really easy. Is it that easy?
Not at all.
It's not that easy to list
Seriously?
$20 million houses.
No. No.
So where do you think they get all those clients on those TV shows?
To be honest with you, I don't know, because if I knew, I would be getting those.
You would be getting those big clients. So what is your average sales price?
750 to 800.
And what is that like? Is that like in North Carolina? That would be a mansion. What is that in San Diego? An entry level home?
Small house, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,100 square feet.
So it's a starter home. So you do a lot of starter homes for your community.
Yes.
Now, so you get 25 leads a month. How many times do you follow up on a lead before you give up on a lead?
7 times.
7 times?
Yes.
So you call them, email them, text them 7 times before you give up. So very process driven the way you look at business.
I even send them a video via text. If they don't answer the call, they don't answer the text, people are really curious. They get the video, they click on it, and they're like, oh my God, and then they call me back.
So you send private videos, you send text, you leave voicemails, you do all these things to warm these leads up, correct? And you have a team. What does your team look like?
So I have 2 RP1s and an RP2. One
RP1 would be like an admin that helps you with paperwork.
Yes, she's in charge of all my emails, my text messages, especially the calendar. I don't get to touch my calendar because if I do, I get in trouble. That's that. And then I have my other RP1, which is the listing coordinator, and my TC/TC.
So where do you see your career going in the next 10 years?
In the next 10 years, well, I think I'm going to be, no, I don't think I'm going to be closing $100 million.
So you're going to get to 100 million a year in business, bring in about 2.5 million, net probably $1.5 million. That's your vision where you're going, correct?
Yes.
So do you have that all written out, or is it just an idea? What do you have?
No, I have it. I have everything. Everything has to be written down, and I have it laminated as well. It's my vision.
You have laminated goals, you have visions, you have plans. So how many realtors do 100 million?
Not a lot.
Like, you know?
I don't know. I don't have any idea, but
40.
40. Wow.
40 realtors do 100 million or more. And most of them have big teams. You're going to do it with a big team or a small team?
Small team. You don't need a big team.
You don't need a big team to do well, do you?
No, it's better.
So to do 100 million, you probably got to do 120 deals a year.
Yes.
Average 700,000 sales price. You currently do what, 60 deals a year?
Yes.
So you do about 60 deals a year. So you got to double your personal production.
Yes.
So do you have to get double the leads, or what is your plan to do that?
Bigger price points, getting more wells, talking to more financial advisors, which I'm already doing. They're already giving me prospects. And I think it's that, just making bigger connections at the end of the day.
Bigger connections, bigger networking. Some of your clients are getting more wealthier. You're growing with them. They're growing with you. You're growing with them. So do you consider me a whale?
Yes, 100%.
So why would I deal with you? I own 4 properties. I have a lot of money. I make a lot of money. I have about 200 employees. Why would I deal with you?
Because I'm going to bring you properties that are going to make you money.
So you're going to find me properties that make me money. You're going to follow up on me 7 times, make sure I'm doing well. What else has to happen?
Have a good connection. Have anything that I know is going to get your attention, right?
Like?
Just like I said, I mean, I know you like ranches. I'm going to do homework on you. I'm going to check on social media the things that you like. And I know that's one of those. So I know.
Do you use social media for a lot of research?
Oh, 100%. Before I even reach one of my VIPs, I go back and check, hey, what was their week, right? So I can have a conversation so they can see that I'm interested and I know about their life.
Do you use social media to generate any business or just to do research on clients?
Not necessarily. I just to search clients. Like I said, most of my business comes from past clients. So
have a social media presence or minimal?
No, I do have a social media presence, but it's hardly, I don't get any business from it. Not a lot, to be honest.
Maybe you use social media for research purposes. Like I love it that I tell Victoria, look up this person before I talk to them. How long they've been in business? What do they do when they're not working? So you like to use social media to be informed when you call people, to talk to them, to follow up with them.
That's correct. And that's the way that I get, so I can have their anniversaries, their birthdays, their schools. That's where we send them the thank you card or congratulations card every week.
So how many cards do you send out a week?
We're averaging between 25 to 30.
So you send 25 to 30 cards. What are the cards about?
It can be their birthdays. It can be their anniversaries. Right now, graduation. I've been sending a lot of those. I see their kids are graduating. I send them that. I send them a $2 bill. And I said, I'm too lucky to have you in my life. I'm too lucky to have you as a client.
Persuasive. I like that idea. I like to make them think about you. I like that. So you're really like doing a lot of like relationship-based marketing. Do you agree that would be a good description of how you do business?
Yes.
Do you hold open houses?
Depending on the client.
So sometimes you hold open houses?
Sometimes I do the open house myself.
You don't find they work
house by
well?
team. Excuse me?
You don't find they work well?
Yes, but since I joined the core, I started to have more balance in the family. So I try to take the weekends off and just spend it with them. Depends on the client. If he's really, really, really peaking, wants me to do the first open house, I'll go ahead and do it. If not, I'll have someone in the team do it for me.
So what do your hours look like in your business?
I'm working from 9 to 5:30.
And that's it? No
Right.
nights?
No nights.
No weekends?
Here and there.
So how many weekends do you work a month? 2, 1?
2. I work 2 weeks a month.
So I probably work from 10 to 7, 4 days a week. And then I probably work till 1:30 on Friday. Then I probably work 3 hours on Saturday. So I try to put in a solid 50, 52 hours a week. What does balance mean to you?
Balance means to me is being present with my wife, being present with the kids, not having the phone on the dinner table. I know that in the past it was me being a surgeon, meaning I would answer every single call. It didn't matter where I was, and I wasn't present at the house. So for me, it's just now the time to be there is off, and that's it. So having
over the last 4 years that you've been in coaching, what does your growth look like? How big were you when you came with me?
I was losing my house.
How many million?
I was losing my house when.
Oh, you were losing your house. You were in foreclosure?
I was in foreclosure. I was losing my house. I owe money to the IRS. I was really bad. And I hated it. One of my good friends, he's in the core, Alfonso Delgadillo, introduced me to the core. And thanks to you, the program and the process, I'm at where right now. I have in bank $443,000.
So you got $443,000, and 4 years ago you owed how much money?
I owed to the IRS close to $50,000, and then I was in the house, so I was behind close to $37,000.
So you were about 80 grand in debt, and now you got 450. So you had a $500,000 swing in 4 years. To me, that's the beginning of accumulating wealth. What do you think the number is to consider yourself wealthy?
The numbers consider myself wealthy. Over $1 million?
So you think $1 million would consider yourself wealthy?
I mean, where I come from, yes. But I know when it comes to money managing and the money in the stock market, it's not. So I want maybe $5 million.
So you think between 1 and 5 million is your goals financially that you would consider yourself wealthy?
Correct.
Now, I will tell you that I've been chasing money for a long time, making a lot of money, saving a lot of money. And I never really feel like, I always thought when you were wealthy, you could coast. You ever think like that?
No.
You never thought like that?
When I was wealthy, I can coast?
No, I always thought like when I would become wealthy, I could then coast.
Oh, no.
I'm always working hard. You agree?
Yes, not at all.
I make probably 200 outbound calls a week. You probably make 100 outbound calls a week, correct?
Yes.
So I'm watching a show called Suits. Have you ever seen it?
Yes.
I think everybody should watch that show. Everybody is either Harvey, which is a great closer, or they're Michael, they're the great hustler. Do you agree?
Yes.
So I think of myself as Michael and Harvey. I think of myself as a great closer, but I think of myself as a hustler, figuring it out. What do I got to do? How do I get new clients? How do I take care of my clients? Like we just had a big semester and we worked really hard and we did a lot of shows. I came down to San Diego and you got me in front of how many people?
There was 120 in the room.
So we got in front of 120 people. I flew to San Diego. We wowed them. We called lots of people. We got a bunch of them that came to the event. So we had 330 members, 115 guests. We had 98 sign up for coaching. We interviewed them all, had 78 clients. We lost some, gained some. So we're going to have nice growth starting the new semester. A lot of work, wasn't it?
Yes, a lot of work.
Now I got to write now. Now, do you think I had as much growth as I wanted?
No,
So I got mad. What did I get today when I found out the final number?
you're getting that. Really?
Got mad. Then 10 minutes later, I said, okay, let's go back to work. What do you got to do right after the month is over?
Just get back to work.
Got to get mad first. What do you got to do?
You're getting mad and then go back to work.
Is there ever enough growth?
No,
No. What do we shoot for?
at least one, right? 10%.
Maybe 10% a year, 20% a year growth. Do you agree?
Yes.
And it's a slow, steady grind. I like you because you're a grinder. What are things that you need to get better at?
I think more the calendar, to be honest with you. Is
Lighten up your calendar.
Yes, I'm a yes person. I always try to say yes. I'm a please. I like to please people. And when it comes to, hey, there's a meeting. Hey, can you be a public speaker? Hey, can you go ahead and do this? It takes time from my business because I don't know how to say no.
Well, I think we have to have that balance of family, community, business. Do you not agree? You have to squeeze it all in.
Yes.
Well, I think that I find that I work hard to have a balanced life. I work hard to take care of my clients and make a lot of money. I work hard to honor my wife. I work hard to honor God. You became a Christian in the last year. What's that change for you? Like you always knew who God was, correct?
Yes.
And what's the difference between knowing who God is and being a Christian?
That I know God is always with me. He's always has my back. He's always guiding me. And no matter what, I'm never going to be alone.
So it's more of a personal relationship for you, correct?
Yes.
How has that made some changes in your life? What are some behavior changes you've made?
Now, and I learned that for you when you came to San Diego. Now, when I pray with intention. It's not just like you said, recite a poem. It's actually praying to God, right?
So you're having conversations with God on a regular basis. Where is that showing up different in your life? Has your language gotten better?
Yes.
Has your attitude gotten better?
More positive.
So, and fitness, what do you do to stay in shape? I know you're pretty tough and you're pretty fit. What do you do?
I run in the mornings, not every day, every other day. I try to go ahead and do between 2 to 3 miles. And I go to the gym twice a day. So either I'm running or I go to the gym.
So you run every other day and you go to the gym the days you're not running.
Correct.
So you're trying to do something physically 7 days a week?
Just Monday through Friday. Saturdays and Sundays, I do take them off.
So you go Monday through Friday, you're doing something physical to get fit, running or lifting weights, correct?
Yes.
So why is that so important to you?
Because at the morning is you most likely you don't wake up trying to go to the gym. You don't wake up, but if you do the hard thing first, you're already training your mind to do whatever it takes to win the day.
So what does that mean to win the day?
To accomplish your goals, right? Whatever you have to accomplish that day. For me, is to get at least two warm leads per day.
So you try to get 2 warm leads a day. So your goal is really to get 40 warm leads a month. And currently you're getting 25. So
Correct.
What are you doing to change that to get those extra 15 leads? What are you doing?
That's when I'm low, just like you said, it's the open house. When I'm low, I try to go ahead and put something on social media. When I'm low, I go ahead and call my VIPs and ask them like, hey, you know what? I'm behind my numbers. And I ask them for business. And this is the most important thing. I don't only ask for buyers or sellers. I ask for introductions. I ask for a CPA. And that's being more beneficial for me because it gets to a point that my clients are like, well, I don't know anyone else. I'm like, no, actually, you do. I need your CPA. Who do you file taxes with? And once they do that introduction, that's on me so I can win the CPA and get business from the CPA.
Now, I believe there's 2 secrets in life. I believe you have to be closest to the money and you have to identify who your perfect client is to get more of them. When you think of the perfect client, who's your perfect client?
Anyone here in San Diego making over 250,000.
So if they make over 250,000, they're your perfect client. Why not somebody that makes 80,000?
Because 1, they don't qualify. 2, they don't have the money for the down payment. And number 3, it's going to be a hard transaction. And trust me, that's my bread and butter. That's where I got all my business from. That's how I started my career. But unfortunately, right now in San Diego, the prices are so high that I can't help them. It's not that I don't want to. It's just I can't help them.
So you focus on, is it mostly dual incomes that make 250 or one earner that makes 250?
Most likely it's 2 dual incomes.
Now, you know that about 3% of the world makes 250, correct?
Yes.
You're really looking for needles in the haystack all the time. What do you do to network for business? Like, are you in Rotary? Do you go to Chamber? Are you in business clubs, BNI? What do you do to network?
So I'm part of the BNI here in San Diego. I just joined the Chula Vista Chamber of Commerce. So same thing, I get a lot of introductions, and I'm planning on getting another one, which is just with attorneys. I'm going to be one of their sponsors, and they're going to put me on their list as well.
So list of attorneys, Chamber of Commerce, BNI, those are groups you go to the network. How many networking meetings do you go to a week?
Depending on their schedule, it's between 1 to 2.
1 to 2 networking meetings a week. I like that. You're making 100 outbound calls a week. You're following up on your leads 7 times. You got a couple assistants. Do you have somebody that helps you with sales?
Yes, his salary.
So you have a salaried showing agent is what you have. You don't have a
Showing
buyer agent. Why?
Because that's explaining commission, and it's not going to be, the cost to acquire is going to be super high.
So the cost of acquire gets higher when you pay commissions. So you pay salary people. So you're starting, you have a good foundation. You agree of wealth and balance?
Yes.
When it comes to your balance, what are some things you're working on?
In my personal life, or I have to take some time off actually to enjoy the time when I'm with my wife.
You're a pretty serious young man. I'm a pretty serious old man. You agree?
Yes.
So I have to have some fun time. Like I'll give you an example. I farm all weekend. I enjoy that with the wife. Whether it's, I like cutting the grass. I like cutting trees. I like stringing fence. I like taking care of the animals. The other night, I had a couple friends over who watched a movie on my screen porch. And we had some candy. We had some popcorn. It was a nice, cheap, fun night. You do stuff like that?
Yes, I have poker nights once a month. I invite some of my friends or VIPs. I clear out the garage. I have a table, and we play poker with the guys.
Oh, nice. So you have a nice, friendly poker game. I have one twice a month. Very nice. You have a poker game. What else do you do for personal recreation?
For personal recreation, I like going to baseball games. I have season tickets for the Padres, so I go watch the game. Sometimes same thing. Either I take my wife, my son, or I invite a friend or a VIP.
So you always take your wife or your son or a friend or a VIP to the baseball games. I like that. And you're a big Padres fan. How are they doing this year?
They're right behind the Dodgers.
They are. They're doing really good. I like it. And have you always been a baseball fan? Did you play baseball growing up?
I actually played soccer when I was a little kid. I love soccer to the point I've been to 2 different World Cups. I went to Russia and I went to Brazil. But we didn't have a soccer team here in San Diego. So we always had the Padres. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to the Padres games and that's it.
So you've been a baseball fan and you've had season tickets. That's pretty cool. How many, don't they have like 80 home games a year?
Yes.
How many do you go to?
I try to go to most of them. I'm probably averaging maybe 45.
You go to like 45 games a year. So you're really an avid fan, aren't you?
Yeah, 45. And the other ones I do raffles. Once again, I give them to my VIPs. I do raffles and I let them know, hey, by the way, this is it. So they already know that I'm going to be doing that.
So you raffle off some games, you go to some games, you go to some networking events. What else do you do in your community to make a difference in your community?
We, as a team, we go twice a quarter. Either we donate blood as a team or we go to the San Diego Food Bank. We do the boxes for them.
So you do some charity work a couple times?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. So
and those things we don't promote in social media because I think it's just something that we need to give back to the community without actually bragging about that. So
you like to keep your charity a little more private.
Yes.
Okay. So I think you're working really hard to build your business, find some balance. How long have you been married?
I've been married for 7 years.
7 years. And what's the secret to being married?
Trust, communication.
Okay. I think those are good things in life, don't you?
Yes.
I wouldn't have you on my team if I didn't trust you. I think we have pretty good communication back and forth. Do you agree?
Yes, we do.
Who have been some of the mentors in your life?
Mentors that I can actually talk to and seek advice. I think you're the first person, to be honest.
I'm the first mentor you've ever had?
Yes.
Wow. You do not find Alfonso to be your mentor?
Well, he's my friend. He's a good friend.
Well, he's more your friend than your mentor. What's the difference between a friend and a mentor?
A friend, obviously you can go ahead and tell everything. It doesn't matter. I don't think the friend is going to judge you. He's going to be there to guide you and help you out. And a mentor is someone that you look up to and you want to be like that person one day.
Cool. So you want to be a cranky old man? Is that what you want to be?
Looking forward to it.
Okay. Well, here's what I will tell you. I think that people are okay with being okay. Do you agree?
Yes,
I'm not, and you're not. You agree?
I agree.
I want to honor God. I want to take great care of Britt. I want Lindsay and Jackie, my daughters, to have great lives. I want my 5 grandkids to do well. I want to be in shape. I want to be a pillar of my community. I want to be a good friend. I'm a greedy pig, David. I want it all. I want to have all the wealth and all the balance I can accomplish in life. Now, I find a lot of people are wealthier than me, but they don't seem to have good balance. Why is that?
Because it's that they just focus on the money.
I love it that you're only working 45, 50 hours a week and finding time to be with your wife. Are you always dressed up, or this just for today?
Not always dress up, because you never know who's going to call you that day so they can meet you. So
you're always dressed up. You always start exactly at 9:30.
9, actually.
9 o'clock you start work, and you quit every day at 5:30?
Yes.
I thought real estate was like a 724 career.
That's if you're broke.
That's if you broke, you're 724.
I mean,
Once you start doing well, you got to have some boundaries and some guidelines, correct?
Yes. Yes, I learned this from you. Either you can be rich and single, right? Or have a balance and be rich as well.
So I think that you can be wealthy and balanced, and I think that is better to make a little less money and have a little more balance than make a little more money and no balance. Like, I know a lot of people that are really wealthy, and some of them are even wealthier than me, and they're single. Why do you think that is?
Because they just focus on the money. There's no balance.
Cool. And I think sometimes the money makes you be in charge. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
And what happens when you're always in charge at home?
There's going to be fights.
It's not going to be good, is it?
It's not going to be good. You're in charge.
I kind of consider myself a butt kicker at work and a butt kisser at home. What do you consider yourself?
The same thing.
So, big tough Marine like you is a butt kisser at home, huh?
Yes, I am.
Cool, me too. And I have friends that make fun of me for being a butt kisser. Like, yes, dear, I'll do better, dear. Okay, dear, I'll pick that up. Okay, dear, I'm sorry I was late. I think it's a good thing to be directed. What does being directed mean to you?
Well, when it comes to being directed, it's following orders, right? Like Marines, you're following orders.
So what made you decide to serve the country and go in the Marines?
My dad was in the military. He was a lieutenant colonel, and I wanted just to be like him, even though I never met him.
Follow your dad's lead and go in and serve the country. Now, he served in the Mexican military, correct?
Correct.
Were you born in Mexico or born here?
I was born here in LA.
So you're born here in LA, and your dad came over when he was how old?
To be honest with you, I don't know.
You don't know how old he was when he got over here?
You know?
I know you've had to take care of your grandma and your mom in the past, correct?
Yes.
What was that like, taking care of your grandma and your mom?
So that was, I think, it was the main reason that I was losing the house. My grandma had Alzheimer's. So me being in a Hispanic family, I was like, you know what, I'm going to be helping her. I'm not going to put her in a facility. So it was just a full-time job, literally full-time job, taking care of her. So my business took a hit. And then 2 years after that, my grandmother fell. She was 98 and she couldn't walk. So and she passed away at the age of 100. And
your grandma lived to 100 years old.
Yeah.
Wow, maybe there's hope for me. I'm 64. That means I could that means 36 more years I could be yelling at you. I'm very looking forward to it.
Me too. Trust me.
Well, I will tell you, David, I'm very proud of you. I think you're a wonderful man. You're not a young man. How old are you?
I'm 44.
You're 44. You're a young man for me because I'm 64, but I'm very proud of you. You work very hard. You work very hard to take care of your clients. I love how hard you work to serve God, take care of your wife, take care of your kids. I think you're doing a great job, and I think your future is really, really bright. For those of you out there that are just coming up and coming, David's been a realtor for a long time. He's been hardcore coach for 4 years, and you really turned it around in the last 4 or 5 years. Do you agree?
Yes, 100%.
Now, I think you got if you work till you were 64, you got 20 more years in front of you. At your current growth, you'll probably break all your records. You'll probably go way past 100. What are some things that could derail you before we end today?
Look and focus, right? Losing where I'm at, getting up to me and not having the plan, the discipline. It's easy once you start making money, seeing the results. You're like, oh, I can go ahead and do everything by my own, or I can go ahead and do this. But no, this is not. You have to go ahead and it's just like you said, going to the gym. Just because you got muscles the first month and you start eating unhealthy, hey, things are going to go back to where we were before. So you always have to be in some kind of guidance, right?
You can't ever stop being guided or being directed, and you can't ever continue to chase it and get better and get better and get better.
Yes.
Now, Does the grind ever get exhausting to you?
Oh yeah, it does.
I look at my visions, I look at my goals, I look at my life, I see what I'm grateful for, I see what I've accomplished, I see the people I'm helping, then I drive on forward. I get mad, get frustrated, stop for a minute, and then drive forward. Is that what you do?
Yes, that's
So,
exactly.
David, I'm very proud of you and all of you out there. Go be like David and work hard and be all you can be. Thank you, David. See you, everybody. Street Smart Millionaire. Have a great week. Bye, David.